The first question for you. You've played in a lot of Solheim Cups and a couple crowns. What is it you love so much about match play? And maybe how is this event different than the Solheim Cups that you've starred in?
Yeah, I think what's so special about the team events is that we don't do it every week. And you get to have a teammate like alongside you. You get to play for a team, so it's it's just a totally different atmosphere. Everything from the practice round to the dinners at night, and you just do everything as a team. So I've been very fortunate to be part of this group this week, and obviously I have very good memories from the past. I'll be teeing it up with Caroline tomorrow. And we played a few matches over the years, so I'm just very excited to get the opportunity to play with her again. And I think what makes this tournament different, like a little bit than the Solheim Cup, you get more countries involved. I know, like Thailand and Korea, and they love representing their flag, and they don't obviously get to be part of the Solheim Cup. So I think it's awesome that we just get to be so many different countries, and everyone gets to experience the same thing, like playing for a team.
Awesome. Maja, you're the only one here who hasn't played in a crown before. What sort of have you asked of your teammates about this event, and what sort of advice have you gotten from them?
I haven't asked a lot, honestly. I asked on Monday. I saw the schedule and I said, when do we get to do what we want to? And they said never. And that's pretty much the only thing I asked. But no, it's all fun. Have I asked any good questions?
That was probably the best one.
No, I think it should be like any team event. I think we've all kind of grown up thinking the same way about team sports or team events like this. So I don't think it's much to ask, honestly. We have our rules that we've had for a long time, I guess, with the Swedish National Team, so that we're all kind of familiar with, I'm guessing. So.
Awesome. Caroline, you've played, as Ana mentioned, a lot together. I was wondering what makes this matchup between you two work so well.
I think just we know each other really well, and we know how to speak to each other, in the ups and the downs. I just enjoy it a lot. We played a lot when we were younger together, and I think just knowing each other that well, I mean, it's crazy to say that I think we've known each other for 20 years. I feel really old when I say that, but it's true, and having that experience together, I think that's just the key. Yeah.
Were there any conversations about you two not playing together, or is that just like absolutely?
Not really. Not really. I mean,
well, Ana asked the question, and I looked at her. I was like, "Are we actually discussing this?" I was like, "The question should be who goes first and second."
Awesome. Madelene, you have played before as well, 2018. What sort of memories do you have from that last international crown that you remember fondly, and what are you looking to this year that might be different?
Well, I think that what you're gonna remember most from these weeks are the things that happens outside of the golf course. It's the team bonding, it's the laughters at nights, it's the dinners, it's all the things that kind of like makes us human, makes us like enjoy this lifestyle even more. The golf is fun, but it's the having somebody like backing you up no matter what, and that's what I always bring with me playing team events. Ever since I was amateur and playing in Solheim, playing in 18 and in Korea, it's just those things that representing our flag and just representing each other and just having an amazing fun week together.
Awesome. I'll open it up to the room here. We have a mic going around.
What are all of your impressions of Harding?
It's hard.
I think it's fantastic being a public golf course. I think it's a lot of fun. It's going to be a good challenge. It's definitely, when the wind and the rain, if that comes this weekend, it can be very interesting. I'm kind of very happy that we're playing for four-ball match play, because I don't really want to keep a score, to be honest. It feels very good.
At the end of the week, the team that wins will have done what well here?
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a challenge with everything. You know, it's pretty long, it's very narrow in some places.
Rough as
Tough.
thick.
Yeah, tough greens. Yeah, I think you have to be perfect to win.
Well, I think too, like we talked about briefly, I'm not sure if it's going to be a birdie fest out there. So I think just having, I mean, especially the first 3 days, like having two solid scores going at the same time is going to be key. I think just having, not trying to get yourself out of a hole, but just like keeping it up and just making sure that you got your partner's back is going to be very important. So I think making pars is going to be good, and then throw some birdies in there.
Maja, how much has the Swedish national program made a week like this even more comfortable, given how early you get to know older players?
Oh, I think it's. I feel very comfortable here. We have 2 of the national coaches here this week too, so I think this felt very natural. And I'm guessing we've all kind of grown up with having those rules that we have for team events. So yeah, I'm very comfortable around them, and I mean, it feels pretty crazy to like sit next to my idols that I had growing up. Yeah, it's a little bit unreal, but I'm very happy to be a part of it.
Do you remember the first time you met Ana?
First time I met Ana, I think it was at a girls' camp, the big girls' camp in Landeryd.
It must have been like 2016.
Yeah, I
15 or 16.
think I was a coach there because I was on the national team, and we were like, and there were younger girls there that we were in charge of, and you went to that one. Then the next week after, you played Evian and won, I think.
Yeah, with the shop ride. Yeah.
ShopRite, okay.
I was inspired because they were. I'm known for practicing a lot, but I wasn't the last one to leave the putting green at night.
And then Caroline, when was the first time? Maybe like it wasn't that long ago. I don't think it was probably on a
Well, the
practice round.
first time was that when, because I went to see, we played the LIT event in Helsingborg, and I went to visit some of
yeah.
the girls.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my God! I remember this. This is our coach's favorite story because she did a surprise visit to our hostel where we were staying, and I was just sitting in the common area and heard the door open, and I looked back, and it was Caroline. So I looked back, then I did that, and I couldn't believe my eyes. And Madelene, we had the same coach, and when I was in high school, so she would come visit quite a lot. Yeah, probably 2015, 16, something like that.
Thank you.
I was watching your practice round yesterday. You were speaking Swedish on the 18th hole, so I didn't know what you said, but from your body language, there was obviously a match going on. I could take by, you took a time on it. Did you do that to break up the monotony of practice rounds, or was it divided of how you were going to play to kind of just get you in the mentality of the team competition?
I think it was just more about like having fun. We teed off the back, so we played the back 9 practice round, and we all kept going for a couple more holes. But yeah, it was just some friendly banter, trying to have a little birdie match. So it came down to the last, and Caroline took her time lag putting from 15 feet because she knew she could lag putt for the win. So yeah, it was a good time.
I saw you nearly ace the 7th hole recently at Pebble. Can you just talk about the experience of that day? Yesterday was media day for the U.S. Women's Open, so a lot of buzz about the championship, and then for all of you, your experience at Pebble.
Yeah, so I didn't play last week, so I figured since I'd never been to Pebble or that area before, I wanted to kind of experience it like non-tournament, because I know coming US Open is going to be crazy and it's a busy week, and so I had an opportunity to go, and I played 18 holes Sunday, and it's probably the best golf course I played in the US. I was lucky with the weather. Started blowing 2.5 clubs on the back 9, but what an amazing golf course. yeah, it was beyond what I could ever dreamed of, and it's going to be an amazing tournament there for the U.S. Women's Open. I've been pro since 2009, and just to have the opportunity to go to such an iconic venue, playing golf, I think it's an amazing opportunity for the women's game. We've been getting more and more special venues when we keep getting them. It's going to be a great test, but I just can't wait to see all the spectators and what it's like. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit warmer than maybe 55 degrees in July, but you never know. But I can't wait for the championship, and it's going to be a true test, and I think that's what makes the U.S. Women's Open so special.
Nope.
Will you go in advance?
I wish, if I can fit into the schedule, maybe. It would be great, because it's always nice to play some of those courses before, just to have an idea. It's like, where's the bathroom? Where's the locker room? So you just don't freak out when you get there, but maybe.
Ana, can you kind of expound upon the idea of elevating the women's game by going to iconic courses?
Well, I think no, it's gonna make me sound old, but I've obviously been on tour for a while, and I think we should be playing at a course like Muirfield, that was first in the rotation last year. Coming to Pebble Beach. Don't know if the women's tours ever had a tournament there. We'd play some great golf courses. I feel like the KPMG Women's Championship has had, adding Sahali, and we've had Olympic Club, Olympia Fields, just really tough golf courses that really test your game. I think it's just only going to make the women's game better, but even having the opportunities. I have a dream myself to get to play Augusta one day. Hopefully when I'm still playing, even for just a round. But just coming to golf courses like you watch on TV, I think is important, and I think we as a tour, we deserve to play great golf courses like that, and I think it's great when those golf courses are supportive of us coming there.
And in regards to this tournament, since you've played enough Solheim Cup as well as this, can you talk about if the pressures are different either way between playing this and playing the Solheim Cup?
It's a team event, and you want to give everything for your team. It's obviously very different teeing up this week than to a Solheim Cup. But I think, this tournament is just going to keep growing and growing, and we're excited to have it back for the first time in a couple of years. I think the Solheim Cup, it's just such a build-up for 2 years, and so much history, and, so much passion, and just so much work that goes into it. And you are 12 players on the team, and you're going to need everyone to play well to get the cup at the end of the week, and you really play your heart out. And this week you're less people, and maybe your point is even more important to make it to Sunday to have a chance. So I feel like they're different in a sense, but it's both match plays, and you both really want to try hard to be there for the team, and you don't want to be the one letting your team down. So you're going to be fighting probably extra hard this week. But Solheim is just different because of all the history and all the memories, and that atmosphere being a little bit different.
And building off of that, this is a opportunity for the tour with its second team event. What do you think needs to happen this week for the tournament itself to be a success in your eyes?
In my eyes? I played in Sweden's made it to 2 out of these 3. I had Caroline and Madelene, and the last one in Korea, and the turnout in Korea was amazing with a lot of spectators, and just having it back on the schedule, and now I'm going to have it back for the next every other year for the next couple of years. It's just nice to see that, playing a team event, because I know how much it means to the Korean girls, the Chinese girls, and the Australian girls that don't have a team event. So I think that's why it's very important to have a team event like this, to get more countries involved and have them experience what it's like. So I think it's just gonna keep growing.
All right, I have one more question for you, Anna, before I open up to a last team question. The format change on Sunday, actually, any of you three can answer it, I'm sorry. Format change
It's okay, Anna's
on
doing great.
Sunday. Format change on Sunday. Caroline, you start. What's your thoughts on it, opinions, all of that?
Well, it's obviously tougher playing foursomes and singles, so I think it's a good thing. I really enjoy the format for the first 3 days. I think it's the right way to do it, but just stepping it up a bit with foursome and singles, I think that's the right way to do it. Yeah.
I just think it's gonna be, it's interesting. And I think to have the success in getting the tournament to grow or just getting women's golf to go is just creating that excitement around golf. So I think that it can be interesting for spectators, both to watch that and for on TV. So I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good.
I think it's good. I mean, you're ultimately playing for, 3 points instead of 2. And I think a lot more can happen, whereas just 2 matches, now you have 3 matches. So, if the first 2 matches go 1-1, and then you have the third one, that's kind of determines it. So I think it just kind of, it makes everyone have to even play better because there's more points on the board.
Awesome. Thank you. Last question, and for each of you ladies, the numbers on the back of your jersey. Can you tell us why you picked the number that you did? Madeline, you can start.
I have 13 on my back, and 13 has always been my lucky number. I'm born Friday 13th, so that was my pick.
So I went for 13, but that was taken, and then I wanted 10, but that was taken. So I went for 3 because my twin sister used to have that on her shirt when she played soccer.
I have 8 because I turned pro in August. I won my first pro event in August, and I won my first LPGA in August, and I played with ball number 8 when I won it.
Yeah, so I was lucky to get my favorite number 10 ahead of Hedwall. 13 was already taken, but I wasn't considering that one. But yeah, I'm born on the 10th, and I used to have it on my golf ball when I could pick a number. And I guess some people say there's some good soccer players that have number 10 too, but that's nothing that came to my mind, but 10's my favorite number.
Awesome. Well, thank you all. We appreciate your time. Okay, one each in Swedish, and then you're done. Thank you. It'll be the first one. So if